Okay, so
This is the interview portion where we about to get all up in your business and incriminate you.
so the one girl that you went to, no, so how has bodybuilding, how has bodybuilding been for you?
Oh, well, that's been good. It's been great. And so I can tell you, one of the best things about bodybuilding that is done is it gave me something to do in the gym. I mean, after working out for so long, I mean, yeah, you can keep creating your own goals, but this is one that will forever be going, up until even after, going to Olympia, because that's the big goal, right? Yeah. So, yeah, man, when I started, it gave me something to do in the gym other than just work out, because now I'm being more intentional. I come in and so I told you guys I'm an artist, so it's really just like I'm sculpting. That's how I see it, and it's really fun. A lot of people, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But for me in that respect, nah, man, it's been great because it just gave me something to do.
Yeah. I'm okay. So we both work out. Okay. I know with me, one of the hardest things to do, working out is easy. It's the eating portion.
You're preaching.
Yeah. So
You're
if
preaching.
there's any advice or any insight you could give people that, either they're trying to compete or they're trying to stay in shape, get in shape, how can they achieve, whatever goal they're trying to get or whatever by eating? Because like I said, eating is the hardest part.
Well, I would say erase all of your stereotypes of what good or bad is.
Okay.
Because, for example, if I told you to eat pizza in the morning, is that good or bad?
Bad.
No.
Why
is it bad?
It's perceived as bad, right?
Why is it? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I said erase all our stereotypes of what we think good and bad is. Because, so, one of the biggest things that's wrong with a lot of food we eat nowadays is that it's processed. You know what I'm saying? If you actually just cook your food, that removes a lot of extra chemicals and this, that, and the third, just empty calories that are just...
That's crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So this is why, one of the biggest things I tell people, I'm like, look, if you just start cooking all your food, I guarantee you're gonna automatically start losing weight, because chances are the food you're eating, the calories that are in it and stuff are just, they're there for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something that simple. And then I always tell people, I say, because a lot of people think just because we bodybuilders, we don't eat junk food. I love cookies. I love brownies. Bro, if you put cheesecake in front of me, there's just being honest. No, we love that stuff. But I would also say that I've learned when and when not to eat it. That's just it. It doesn't need to be that difficult. You don't need to go about eating salads all day. You don't need to eat greens with, it doesn't need to be that drastic. Because if you think about back in the 90s, we didn't have this many overweight people.
Yeah, you're right.
And you know what they were doing? They were cooking a lot of their food. They were still eating pizza. You know what I'm saying? It's really that. It's just, if you do something that drastic as in just cooking your food, that helps out a lot. And do something as simple as stop thinking that good is always bad and bad is always good. You could wake up and eat a piece of pizza and it's actually not a bad breakfast.
As long as you prepare the pizza yourself.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know what kind of pizza that's processed, because I mean, if you got Papa John's pizza, hypothetically, I don't know, I've never worked back there, but I assume they use real dough and stuff like that. I mean, you do the best you can, right? I'm pretty sure it's not completely just compared to a McDonald's burger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in that respect, I would say, yeah, man, you wake up and say you got a leftover pizza. It's either that or pancakes. I'm probably gonna tell you, yo, just go with the pizza.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you that because also another thing is we eat way too much sugar. Just cooking your own food, eating less sugar, just those two things alone could change a lot. So I would say those are the simple things. I mean, not to get too deep into philosophical stuff, but just basic stuff that anyone can do. But it's just like you said earlier, man, we're so busy That's why we settle for a lot of processed stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's because it's quick, it's convenient. And if you take the time to do something like just, meal prep. Meal prepping doesn't have to be something you only do if you're bodybuilding or if you're trying to look your best. You can do it if you just want to eat, cooked food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say doing that, it then puts you in a position to be able to manage, because that's all you got to do. If you can manage what's going in and what's going out, and when it's going in and when it's going out, because that matters as well. Like, I wouldn't tell you to eat, like, say you want a dessert. Well, I wouldn't tell you to eat it right before you go to sleep. You go wake up feeling like you're not gonna feel good.
Yeah.
So management.
Okay.
Those three things, and I think you would definitely you would put yourself in a better position to just feel good.
Okay.
Feeling good is the most important thing, because whenever when we bodybuild, my coach says, "How do you feel?" Because it plays a part in how you perform, plays a part how you go about life. So don't just look to look good. How do you feel? And do those other three things, man. I mean, I could go on and on about it for real.
Okay. So what has been like the most complex or challenging part of like preparing for shows?
The most y'all said it, the food.
Food. Okay.
Oh man, bro, he was preaching. He said it. He said, man, the hardest part. I mean, obviously, if you're a bodybuilder, you like to work out.
Yeah.
But eating, it changes, because again, it's about everybody's body is different.
Yeah.
So like, if I told you guys how much I eat, you'd be like, what? So when we go off into off season to start putting on weight, like last year, I was eating like 5,000 calories a day.
Damn.
Now, mind you, this is clean food. If I ate, because honestly, I could go, get a, burger and fries and do that real easy.
Yeah.
We talking about clean.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. I can't even remember. I can't even tell you. It was so much food.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to a show, like, you see people, they do a leaner diet, right? And that gets tough not because it's just because you're hungry. It's also just because, in some cases, like for me, after a year of the off season to go into the, then getting ready for a show, you get sometimes, a lot of people get this thing called diet fatigue. You know how like you start off good, like, oh man, I could eat this. Yeah. But you forget you got to eat like that every single day for like months. And then at the end of those months, it's not that the food is bad. It don't matter how good you make it taste. You just like, I just don't want to eat this.
You're tired of eating the same stuff.
Yeah, you're just tired of eating it. So diet is always going to be the biggest thing that makes it hard for shows, because working out is easy.
Yeah.
But actually dieting to make your body look the way it needs to look on a stage, it can get difficult.
So how did you get started in bodybuilding? And tell us like your start.
Dude, that's a crazy
story. Do you train or coach anyone as well?
So I can tell you right now, I don't want to train or coach a soul. No, because not everybody who can work out needs to be training and coaching. And the reason why I say that is because, I attempted to be a trainer because I'm good. I know my stuff. It's not about that. It's just training. You got to be intimate to a certain extent. And I have a social battery that will get drained from it. And to be a good trainer, you got to have an idea what's going on in their life, the check-ins. I just don't like doing that kind of stuff. So I know for me, training is not for me. Now, mind you, anybody come up to me in the gym, ask me a question, I'll help you out real quick. You come to GNC, I'll talk to you for whatever days. But see, I can let you go and I don't have to be responsible for interacting with you again. Whereas when you're training, I got to check on you. I don't like that kind of thing. So training and coaching will not be my thing. But as far as the story goes to how I got into bodybuilding, started when I was fresh out of college. Best friend of mine, he told me, because he was big in bodybuilding, he loved the sport. He didn't like do it, but he just loved it. So he was like, dude, you should definitely do it. He just always, because me and we worked out together, he was like, you should do it, because he just thought I had good genes. And I have to say, I've come to learn I do. And I was like, no. I never wanted to be that guy because back in high school, you know, if you play sports or you play football and you in the gym, everybody just think you the meathead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I never wanted to be that guy because I actually put more value in my mind than my body any day.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I don't want to be that guy. So 10 years later, at the shop I told you guys that I basically was running, I meet this he's like 23 years old, man. This dude comes in, this Grand Cherokee, brand new Grand Cherokee. He's spending money. Like, he get winter wheels, he gets some rims for the summer, and he spent like thousands of dollars cash. And I'm like, what the heck does this dude do? So I go and ask him, I get an opportunity to talk to him, get to know him. And he tells me, yeah, man, I bodybuild, and he does YouTube. And I'm like, what? Bro, I can do that. And I was like, so I think I was turning 31 that year. Yeah, I was turning 31. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a show. And fast forward, I prep for my first show, and my best friend, he comes through, and it's funny because he drives up from North Carolina just to come check out the show. He's like, you finally did it, you know. And that's really how it started. It started with him. Okay. 13 years ago, man. It's crazy how it came full circle too, because now I love it.
That's crazy, man. Shout out to your friend, man.
Yeah, well, the worst part about it, I can say, and this is why I keep doing this, because he actually, after that first show, he ended up taking his life.
Oh,
yeah, but he still to this day, man. We had ideas. We had talked after the show because the show went so well. But he ended up doing that. So now, you know, that's a piece that always stays in it. It always stays in it. Nah, it was right. Neither did I, because the funny thing was, after that show, like I said, we were texting. It was like, all right, so this is how we gonna do it. We just gonna run together, because believe it or not, man, bodybuilding is really more of a team sport than people think, because you do have, everybody got like a little inner circle that helps keep them on. And trust me, I got a lot of support on my end, but we had plans, right? And but he was in the military, so he had PTSD, so he was dealing with some stuff. But he stays in the game because of that.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, but that's you gotta keep that legacy alive, man.
Yeah.
Keep it alive, man.
Do you ever as far as do you ever experiment with not drugs, but like products?
DJ Vlad.
Different products. Not that. Yeah. But any products like that, because you work at GNC.
Yeah.
So is there like any products you like?
When you mean experiment?
Experiment, like you'd be like, you know what? I remember back in the day when I was younger, it was this one product came out. I can't remember what it's called, but it used to give you and it was an energy product, right? But it had creatine in it. And I can't remember the name, and it used to make me feel crazy. But I got big, right?
It was a pre-workout, wasn't it?
It was something crazy.
And they took it off the market.
They did.
Oh no! So
but my friend, one of my friend,
bro,
Aaron,
there are a lot of those.
Yeah, Aaron, if you're watching this show, but this was back in the day. But Aaron was like, I was like, dude, but my head's be starting to hurt, and it was messing with my mind. It was messing with my mind.
There are so.
You know what he told me? He was like, it's working though. Keep doing it. I was like, no. I was like, dude, this just made me feel crazy.
No, there were a lot of things back in the day that were like that. So that doesn't shock me. I've heard of, now mind you, I've only been taking.
It was red, white, and blue. Like, it was America.
I've only been taking pre-workout for ever since I started bodybuilding. So back during that time, I don't know much as in personally, but I've heard the stories of those products. Yeah. So that's not a far-fetched thing.
Took it off the market, dude. What was it called?
There were some things. So there were some things that people died. So one story, there was one pre-workout, and I guess some soldiers, it must be some real crazy stuff in it. Again, this is years ago. We talking at least 20 something years ago, that they put, they just put some, it was a crazy pre-workout, and they took multiple scoops of it, and they died. Yeah. Now mind you, the company that put that pre-workout together, they went, they basically fell off the map, because obviously the government is getting into this now. So now pre-workouts are not as
They're not.
wild as they
Yeah,
used to be, because
And-
it used to be some real crazy
And then
stuff.
back then, it was not only just to give you a jitter pre-workout.
Yeah.
It was more like to put muscle on you plus the pre-work. It was something I can't remember.
They
what it
they
was
had
called.
some they had some
It was
wild
crazy.
ingredients.
It was crazy. And I remember Aaron told me like, man, keep taking it because it's working. And I'm like, dude, it makes me feel like it gives me mood swings. Like it was giving me mood swings.
It almost sounds like a steroid, because steroids do that.
Oh, really?
Steroid. One of the things that, and I've never experienced this, obviously, because I don't take steroids. But one of the constant things that's reported is that how steroids actually mess with your mind. So you don't know
Dude,
what was in there.
I've had a friend that used to take
Yeah, yeah. So
I don't know if
it
he's-
really messes with the mind.
And he used to be like loony.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name.
But to your question, within reason, like especially now, because my coach, he's monitoring what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't go too wild, but at the same time, I can say, usually the stuff in GNC or that you get over the counter, it's usually not like stuff that's about to like kill you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like usually the stuff that are like, when we talk about experimental that are bad or stuff, if when you get it from a guy in a parking lot,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, from an alleyway. But the stuff that they got up in up in a store, because mind you, there's insurance on anything that we sell over a counter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like this stuff is really about to like
Yeah.
be something that's detrimental. So but I do, one of the biggest things that I will say I've experimented with is really just pre-workouts, just to get a feel. And the reason I do it is so then I can give people an honest review when they come in, because that's one of my biggest things. Like, I don't want to just tell you, just get this. But if I'm gonna give you, if I'm sharing, if you ask me my opinion, if I can't give it, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know, I've never had it. But in most cases, I've had just about every pre-workout in there, just for the simple fact to being able to say, I tried it, this is how it affected me. You do what you will with it. So
I can work out. I do, man. I'm old. I love pre-workout.
pre-workout is fun, man. I tell people, like, pre-workout makes working out fun.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Now, working out is fun in general, but it can really just help you go
Next level.
next level.
So, okay, we got into the bodybuilding, the eating portion, everything that you've done. Outside of bodybuilding, detail cars, you're an artist. Can you tell people, more about how you got into that,
Well, as far as art, man, I've done that all my life.
Okay.
Visual arts. And it's funny because a few other of my older cousins, I don't know if it started with me watching them, but they were really good at art, and it's just something that came a little bit more natural for me. So it's just something I've always done. I fell off, so I haven't touched a pen in maybe like 15 years. No, when did I get out of school? 20? No, it's 10 years. It's a decade.
Okay.
But a decade feels like forever. But I haven't touched a pencil since then, but I plan on definitely picking it back up. Art, as far as design, detailing, man, that's a story too. But I got into that because I remember, man, y'all remember the Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 98 Grand Prix, and I just like my car to look good.
Yeah.
And so I remember when I first got it, it was red, the peanut butter interior, boy. Soccer mom had it before, and I only know because we really I looked up, and this thing was clean. So when I got it, I'm like, oh man, I'm about to take care of this bad boy. So I would wax it outside and just really just do my thing in that respect. And then the opportunity came to really get into it, deeper. And it was just like, I love cars too. Cars is just,
Okay.
who does, I could, bro, I studied car design in college. So I really, really, when it comes to the look, the curves, everything about it. And so it was just a win-win.
Okay.
Definitely a win-win. So
what's next?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say, well, right now we just missed that pro card, and we got the feedback on what we needed to do, and so the goal is to knock that out, obviously.
Okay.
And it wasn't really it wasn't anything that I needed to do physically. They have this thing where you don't want to show up flat, and that was the only feedback. They was like, yeah, you just showed up flat, and so that's a good thing, you know, because we're gonna do still, you know, make some additions to the physique anyway, but we definitely gonna make sure that the next go around we come in full so we can knock that out. Outside of that, honestly, I am currently really looking for. I'm looking for. I've been doing a lot of personal, you know, kind of seeking in myself, really just trying to figure out, because we talked about The Alchemist, right? The one thing about that book that is so important to me is the idea of, I told you guys about being present, but even more than that, about creating, you know, like, hey, the reality is whatever you make it. And the idea that you can take nothing and turn it into something. I'm really trying to just really continue to learn more and more about what I really want in life. That's really the biggest thing, because everybody, of course, we all want money.
Oh yeah.
Right? That's not you need it. But what do you want? Yeah. You know, all right, you got money, now what? What do you want? Yeah. You know, what do you really want out of life? And I'm really figuring out, because growing up, guys, we know how it is. Society tell you need to get this, you need to get that, you need to get that. And I'm really starting to challenge, is that really what I want? Yeah. You know, there are some people who, you know, you meet some people that just travel all over and that's what they do. They don't even have a home. Like, I'm thinking, like, is that something I want? Or you know, having like a full-blown family, is that something that really fits me? You know, is that really how I see it? So I'm really in a stage of really trying to figure out what that looks like, because then that'll tell me, all right, how do I want to go about getting this? What do I want to do to build a business or do this? I don't want to just move just to move. Yeah, right. I got because you know how many of us are really walking around acting like we all good or we love what we're doing, but we hate it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so I never want to be that guy. I've been that guy for so long, and I don't want to be that person ever again, because you don't even know who you are in those times. Right. You know, like if someone were to ask you, like, why do you do this? You would just say, it'd be some, you know, some cliche stuff that you say, right?
Because I thought that, you know, God thought it was something for you.
Oh, and don't even get me started with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that is it. I'm really trying to figure out that, but I'm also taking it one day at a time. Yeah. Yep. You know, somebody challenged me. They say, all right, so say you do everything as far as with the bodybuilding thing, right? Then what? I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the idea of saying, it's cool. I think it's okay to have an idea, but you know, these people got 30 plans for 30 years out. There are only a select few people, and we see that in society. There are a select few people who knew what they wanted, and that's really what they wanted. But after 5 years, just 5 years alone, you said it yourself, after 7 years, man, we ain't even the same people. Yeah. No. We're not the same people every day. So to say that I know everything right now, nah, man. I'm cool and I'm okay and I'm at peace with challenging that. Yeah. You know, like, all right now I'm taking it a day at a time. I'm living in the present. I'm living in the moment. I'm making the most out of everything, and the pro card is it. That's the one thing I know for sure right now I need to get done. Okay. How, you know, what else? I don't know. I wish I actually had an answer. But like, if I were to ask you, all right, so what would be next? What would be next for one of you guys?
Oh God, no. I don't know. Yeah, I have a lot of things that's next. I mean, I'm going to continue to write. I'm going to continue to read. I'm going to continue to. We're going to continue to work on the podcast. Make sure the podcast grows.
I quit.
well, even if you quit, I'm still going to continue.
Right. He's like, forget you.
He always fired me off the show. I quit before he fired me.
But there's a lot of things that I know that I will be doing next, because sometimes you do, like you said, you do need to have things that you want to do, but you don't want to be like, well, this, and this, because then sometimes
Spread thin.
you could get bored too.
Yeah.
You could get bored, and then sometimes you start feeling you start getting disappointed in yourself if it doesn't work out the way that you wanted it to work out, so it's designed.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't have like you said, that the one goal that you have that's next. That's good. My next goal is like we want to do like local films. Like we want to make sure.
Oh, that's cool.
We do those too. Like have local films. I mean, I've written a bunch of films. A bunch of people go to like conventions and stuff, and like I'm looking at their under the convention, and you're like, your show is getting recognition because I wrote your shit. And I'm being serious. And
No, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just funny.
And I haven't made a lot of money from that shit, but because of me, that's why people like what you do. But think about if I really worked harder with you, your stuff would be great.
For sure.
But sometimes I gotta hold some of that back for myself for what I want to do. But yeah, we do have, and I'm sure you have a lot of people.
Yeah, my main focus is to make sure my son grows up and becomes the man that he's supposed to be. So that's like my main focus. I just feel like what I'm doing right now is just setting the foundation for him. I'm giving him a foundation that I didn't have. So I have things set up in place just in case I leave this earth. So he's set up real good. So.
But yeah, but see, this is what I'm saying. So, for example, I like right now, I have a lot of those things.
Yeah.
But what do you want next? What do you want next? Like that's what I'm saying. Like those are things like. So when I talk about, so if we say, hey, what are a few things you need to survive? Right? You gotta eat some food. Have a shelter. And because you already have a son, that's something that's a responsibility. So for sure, that's something that if you want to be, a good father and you want to do right by him, that's something that you definitely are gonna do.
Yeah.
But what is it that you want specifically
For yourself.
That's what I'm saying. That you see what I'm saying? This is why it's like, because even me, I could tell you a million things right now that I could definitely see myself getting into.
Yeah.
But see, the one thing that's good about the book and The Alchemist is, and I believe, and I've been learning more and I've been practicing this, and this is what I was telling you about the gratitude is, I have these set things, and how many people are spinning because they like, I got all these good ideas or these good things. And the simplest thing you can do is to make a choice.
Yeah.
Right? Well, what's the choice? What's your next move? Because you got all these things, but what's the next move?
Yeah.
Those are all the potential things, but what's the next move? And one thing I've learned I've been doing as far as being in the present is I'm learning to see, like, go with life.
Yeah.
Learn how to go with that flow of life, like the right now. So, like I could tell you guys, I do want to get into, because I could talk about cars. I told you I could talk about cars all day long, specifically design. I want to get into just, talking about that, how you review cars or how people do food reviews. I want to get into that. Is that gonna work out right now? I don't know, because I also know I got other things that need to, as far as responsibilities that I got, because I have a little girl.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason. It's just like that's why I said I haven't fully figured out, well, what's my next move, because it could be anything. And I don't want to. You ever pick something and you thought it wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You moved into it and you was like, you know what? This ain't what I thought it was.
Yeah. Oh,
And that's why and that's kind of where I'm at. Like I'm putting some things out there, trying this. If this doesn't work out, like if I'm not feeling like it's the one thing that I need, then I'm like, all right, well, that ain't it. I just really don't know just yet.
Well, that's good.
you'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And my next moves, you will see them coming soon. But
Our next move.
Hey man, I honestly hope to see the movies, bro.
You mean ours?
Okay, you're just tagging along. But
Hey man,
I come on the movie set, knock everything over.
All right, so the next, which topic you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Diddy or?
We talk about your
oh man, don't.
That ain't my buddy.